Starpoint Gemini 2. Now this is a game I found on Steam. It was on sale. I'd never heard of it before. And it's had 2 expansions. So Steam had the whole bundle on sale. So I grabbed it. I'd watched a couple videos on it first, and it looked interesting enough for me to try out. So I got it, and if you're familiar with Elite Dangerous, then most of this will come pretty natural, pretty easy. The only difference is this is a lot more arcadey. Where I would say Elite is more of a simulator, this is more of an arcade game where you can do a lot of the same things, but it's just not as intricate and it's a lot quicker. So right now we're docked. It's called being anchored. We are anchored at a space station. So let me unanchor here, just kind of show you what we've got. Now this is a space station, but I don't know what this blue thing, I guess it's some kind of shield. I've never seen that on any of the other space stations. So this is kind of a weird one to show as an example. But if you see down here, this says anchor to Masada. That's the space station, Masada. And whenever you're close to something that has a special action, it's going to show up here a little icon, a little button. You can either press it or press the J key. That's the hotkey. So when you anchor to a station, now this is probably the biggest negative to the game in my eyes, is when you dock to a station or to a planet, it doesn't actually show that happening. There's no animations for that. You just get close to it and it freezes the screen. So this, I am now anchored to the space station. Over here are the things you can do at the station. Over here is the interface throughout the whole game that lets you control like the map, your fleet, and all that. We'll get to that later. This episode, I'm just going to show you what the game is, how it works, and I'll eventually get to showing you how to do missions and the main story, that kind of thing. But while we're docked here at the space station, you've got the shipyard. So this is where you buy ships. Now, not all stations or planets have them. This one only has 1 for sale. You can see it's almost 6 million credits, and I've got about 550. So I've got less than 500,000 credits. But it's pretty neat. You can compare. Now, this is my ship. This is the ship they have for sale. So you can compare stats. Like my hull strength is 720. This is 6,000. Cargo. It's got a lot more cargo space. It holds a lot more troopers. So it's pretty neat. You can just compare the 2 ships, and then you go to the systems. Same thing. Now systems, I've got this light battery. These are my light weapons, and then the heavy battery, my heavy weapons. These are the shields surrounding. You've got your other systems down here. Grappler. Now, I had a mission once where I had to go bring in this bad guy. They didn't want him killed. Most of them are just go assassinate him. But so I had to get in close to his ship and use the grappler to grab him. Then I took him in. You got sensors, shields. So you got all these different things you can upgrade, add to your ship. So that's what the shipyard does. Now, if you go to the dry dock, this is where you can repair your hull, or if you use your heavy ammo, your heavy weapons, this is where you rearm those. It's got some stats about your ship. This is your loadout. This shows you what weapons you have. Like right now, I've got these Dragoon guns. It's a plasma cannon. The average damage is 90, but it's being buffed by something to bump that up to 117. Then these are the heavy weapons, what I've got, Mongoose. So it's a 8 missile system. Enhancements. Now this is what's available at this particular station. So you go through, and if you see down at the bottom of the window, it says protection from hack attempts over on the right, 0.2. So you got a 20% boost on that. Additional radiation damage, 20%. So you can just go through these and see what kind of buffs you want to do. This is shield damage. Now this little symbol up here, that means I have an enhancement on my light weapons. So that's what's given me that buff. You see the light weapon damage increased by 30%. So that's why it's green. It's showing at 117 for my average damage. So anyway, you can go through and enhance all kinds of things, buff them. Then the system, these are, if you want to replace the weapons themselves, you can compare damages and whatever else you want to compare, the rate of fire, energy cost, that kind of thing. The equipment, these are like consumables, one-time use things, and just go through those. They've got a bunch of different things. And customize, this is cool. At every station, you can go in and change the color of your ship or rename it, choose different symbols to show on the front. So I really like that you can do this like for free wherever, a lot of customization. Okay, so that was the dry dock. Then here, this is the trader. This is where you trade your cargo with what is at the station. So right now, I can hold 45 things, but my cargo bay is empty. These are the things that this particular station has for sale. Now the green items are the ones you want to buy because that's a good price, probably a low price. You go somewhere else and find somewhere that'll buy it at a green price, and you make some money. You don't want to buy the red items because that's probably a really high price right now on the market. So you skip that. So anyway, that's a whole sub game if you want to make some extra money. Then you've got the news. This just shows what's going on in all these different systems. Shows some of the people that are out there, kind of a bounty board if you want to go hunting some of these bad guys. Commodities, it kind of tells you what items are selling for more money, that kind of thing, if you're into the economics. This is the hiring. So this is where you can hire a crew, and there are several different types of people you can hire. There's mercenaries, and I know there's like engineers, officers, other things like that. I haven't got into the crew, the hiring of people at all yet. And then this is the garage, so you can have multiple ships. Right now I still have the beginner ship that it started me with. And then this button here lets you leave the station. Okay, so these, when you see an object, if you left click on it, it brings up this window, and it gives you some stats. It's a little hard to see with this particular item. Let me see if we can, yeah, so it shows you the distance and the name. Now, if it's a ship, off to the right, it's going to show the shields that's around the ship, what type of ship it is, its crew, and now it's blue, so it's friendly. I could fly next to it. It wouldn't bother me. If it's red, that's hostile. They'll attack you. But the threat, impossible. So, if I would attack this thing, it's a level 8. Probably have a hard time fighting it or defeating it. There's also other things like debris, asteroids, derelict ships, all kinds of stuff floating around that you can click on. Now this way, this little indicator, this is the color of the main mission, this orange color. You can see that's 16,000 units away if I would want to pursue that. So I am in campaign mode that has this main story, but there are side stories, and little smaller local missions that you can do if you want to gain extra credits or experience. So they call this a sandbox game. So, and actually there are 2 modes, campaign, which is what I'm in, and then there's like a free play where you just get in, the whole universe is just open. You can go trade just to make money, to buy better ships, to buy more ships, so you can kill tougher opponents. There's all kinds of stuff in this game. So let me show you this interface on this side. Now the top one is the star chart. Now this is pretty detailed. I really like it. So you can see I've covered quite a bit so far. They start you in the Trinity planet system. So all these blue circular things, those are stations. And if you click on something, click on info, it'll tell you about it. These are commodities that it sells. Virgo, Trinity, Free States. Okay. So then you've got other icons scattered around. This is a remote research center. And I don't know if these really play any effect other than just being different objects in the game. There are also like relay satellites. There are gas collectors, yep, and mining, refineries, all kinds of different items out there. Now this is a pretty neat one, this automated repair station. It's like a ring, and you fly your ship through it, and it repairs your ship for free. Because if you do it at a station, you have to pay for it. Okay, and then there are these things, these artifact vaults. Now when you go up to that, you get an artifact out of it. Now there's an entry, let me see, I think it's in the fleet. I'll show you all this stuff in a minute. Here, artifacts, description. The strange item was retrieved from one of those strange structures appearing all over Gemini. Their origin, composition, and purpose are yet unknown, but I'll gather them all, and when the time is right, sell them for a nice profit. I can always count on art collectors to be interested. What little information my science officer could provide suggests there are 50 of these in existence. Now I've collected 4 of them. Let's go back to the map. So the gray ones are the ones I've collected, so I've got that one. Now here's a red one. That's an enemy territory, and here's another one down here. So I'll get those eventually, but I've collected that one. There's one down here that I grabbed too, right there. Okay, so there's all kinds of things on the map. Now these things, this is a T-gate. So when you go to a T-gate, it opens up a menu that shows you all the ones you've been to, and you can, it's fast travel, but it does cost. It costs credits to travel the fast ones. Wormholes, I've never traveled, so I can't speak anything to that. But these green strands here, I got close to this one, and it kind of sucked me in, and I couldn't get out of it, and it spit me out down here. That's why there's a little of this explored. So I don't really know what this is or how to get out of it, anything like that. So this is our current location by the Masada station. Now this is the main story, main quest. So you can see that, and it said it was 16,000 units away, so that's how far 16,000 is, if that means anything to you. Well, there's one of those service stations. Now these tan circles, these are different missions, and they usually show up locally. Like if I'd fly over here, there'd be a few pop up. So let's see what these are. This is an assassination job, but it's recommended level 9. I'm level 7, so this one would be pretty tough. Let's see what the level on this. Recommended level 5, so I could handle this one easily. So the information it shows, the reward, get 14,000 credits, 345 experience, and my reputation with the Mycenaeans would go up because that's the faction. That's the area we're in right now. I'm going to go ahead and accept that so it turns green. So that shows that this freelance mission is now mine. If you left click on it, you can get the information again. You can also tell your computer to go to it. But we're not going to do that just yet. Let's see, is there anything else on the map that I want to show? Yeah, you got all the planets. Now, all of these things, this shows different stats. If you want to cut off the... Oh, those are riftways. See, I'm learning too. And then these are the nebulas. That's just background stuff. Asteroid, they're asteroid belts. So you can actually go up and destroy, shoot asteroids and break them down into collectibles where you can get ore and different metals and stuff out of those and go sell them. And then there's a whole, here's factions. So the green, this shows the Mycenaeans. I'm not sure what the red indicates, but yeah, so there's political stuff going on too. Okay, now continuing down here, this is going to show Captain, this is your character. Now these yellow panels that are opening up, these are the tutorial things, so I'm going to skip all those. But this just shows your level. I'm level 7, commander. I'm lawful. Finances, again, this just shows the trading and stuff that I've been doing. And reputation, this shows with all the different, oh, here's Mycenaeans and Nixian Consortium. So you got all these different, wow, there's a lot of them. I've never looked at this screen. So anyway, so that's that. Now, if you want to ever get back to those tutorial windows, just click on this, and it brings them all up on the left side here. Read about any of them you want. Okay, so going on down, this shows your fleet. So right now I've just got the one ship. Equipment, this shows the equipment that I've got, and this is where I would load out if I wanted to change the hotkeys here. So the equipment that I have, I've got some repair bots, shield booster, speed, and scavenger swarms. You can send these out to collect stuff from asteroids. So they're all here on the hot buttons.
Range.
Okay, let's see. What else? Oh, and if I had any cargo, this is where you can go to check the cargo. And your officers, tactical, navigation, engineering, and special. Right, so we got an enemy in the area. I don't know if we need to worry about that or not. Let's see. Let's just keep an eye on him. He's 2,000 away, so we don't have to worry about him for now. Okay, so what else do we have? We have skills and perks. So I've got 5 points to spend here. So you got these different branches, tactics, retaliate, defender, piloting. Hover over it, it tells you what bonus you're going to get if you sink points into each of the skills. And then you've got perks. Same thing, if you want to go into mining, students, beams, or rail guns. If you want to focus, specialize in different things, I've got 1 perk point to spend. Okay, below those, you have Captain's Log. Now, this is basically your quest log. This tells you what you've done, what you've got going, what's available, the side missions you've done, freelance. So that's the only freelance one I've accepted so far. Info about, this is kind of like at the stations. It's got stuff about the finances, the economy. Okay. Rid of that. And then finally you got the main menu, which has your settings if you so wish to change those. Okay, so he's getting a little closer, but I'm still not too worried about it. Let's go ahead and circle back around here. Then over here, this shows these are your skills hotbar, kind of shows you what you've got. Now down here, the green line, that's my hull. So right now we're fine. We're at 720. The one below that is my speed. Right now we're sitting still. My level is 7. This yellow bar is experience bar towards my next level. Rank mate. So mate is my current rank, obviously. And this over here, you got your power triangle. So you've got weapons, shields, and speed, and you just drag if you want more shields. You drag it down there. The defaults, what's spread out among all 3. And then around the side here, you have all your different systems, your grapples and shields and all that. And this indicates your shields, the yellow lines on each side. And that is the layout of the game. I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. Next time, we'll get into, we'll go do that freelance assassination mission. And I'll show you a few more things. So thanks for watching, and come back next time. We'll actually see some action.